All right, here with the Mully Man, Mike Mullis, joining us to talk football and everything in between. How we doing, Mully?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good. Well, let's start with NFL because your Packers were, I would say, the story of the day until Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson had the game of the century or whatever. But Pack handling division foe Detroit. It's week one. It's very early, but you got to feel pretty good after that one.
No, and watching Michael Parsons play, man, that's what you like. I mean, that the reputation was right. We knew he was a good player, but man, he played so hard. I mean, I don't know if he could do that the whole way, but the dude got after it.
It's funny. Bailey was just in that chair, and I agreed with him. It was a little overblown. They started making up stats for him, like
listen, Bailey's going to say that because Bailey's butt hurt.
Well, I agree. It was a little much. It was a little much.
Well,
a little too much Micah.
Well, I mean, what else would they have expected? I don't know. I thought he played great, and honestly, I don't even know that I heard a ton of the commentary. I have a tendency to I'll watch a game and I might be on the phone. I might cut it off and have music on. But just watching the game, and I just thought he played great, man. And I thought the Packers. Either the Packers are going to be for real, or the demise of the Detroit Lions is at hand.
Well, I mean, you're on the record with that one.
Yeah, I kind of thought that might be the case.
I mean, you didn't say that it's going to completely topple, but they may have peaked. It kind of
feels that way. Felt that way again with the changes they had with the coaching staff. But Dan Campbell, man, could you bet against that guy? And he's so easy to like. But I mean, in a perfect world. I'd love to see him on the Packers staff. That'd be awesome. But, I did. I thought the Pack looked good. I thought your Manders looked good. I mean, I think everybody kind of held serve. I think the funny storyline coming out of the week is, now we're seeing all these stats about the demise of Patrick Mahomes and how things aren't this and that. It's I don't know. It's comical to me. I think they'll be just fine.
They got Philly week 2. It's a heck of a start of the season.
So, but I think they'll be there at the end.
Yeah. Well, I joked yesterday, man, Lamar and Josh, what a great game. These two elite teams, and yet Mahomes will beat one of them and
that's right.
The Super Bowl.
Well,
that's how it feels.
The thing I hate about that Bills game is the comeback was great or whatever, but anytime you have a comeback like that, that means somebody on the other side most likely laid an egg.
Yeah.
When you see Henry put it on the turf, that's really not a look.
Which stinks because he's still
so good.
A generational player.
Yeah, he's so good. And, he puts it on the turf, and, that kind of obviously turned the script around. But I mean, it was a great game. It was great entertainment. And, week one football, regardless college or NFL, can be great entertainment. Most of the time it's not great football, but you do see much higher caliber of play in the NFL as you would expect. But all in all, man, I thought, pretty interesting week one.
Did you watch Hard Knocks at all with the Bills?
I did not.
I wanted you to watch one part where they are in the quarterback room and they got this, basically scientist guy, and he's talking about the motion, the fundamentals, the throwing the football, and how you got to get your hip torque, and it was stuff that I as a baseball guy, I wanted you to watch it because I just imagine how much pitchers go through this, where this one tiny detail can put you over the top.
It's really so funny you bring that up because it's a baseball, and a lot of these guys that are working with NFL quarterbacks, for example, Tom House is a baseball pitching guru, and maybe way before his time, it was kind of thought to be a quack, and now he's kind of revered, but Tom House Tom House worked with Tom Brady, and so anyway, we're getting to the point, man, in sports, and again, Mike Mullis' opinion, and obviously know a little bit more about the baseball side of it. Everybody's looking for something that is an absolute measurable that can justify the value or the money that's being spent. They're looking for that one thing, and sometimes that one metric changes the feel of a player or changes what they do naturally, which can be a positive, obviously. And a lot of times they're looking at it in the aspect of injury prevention, especially, again, as it relates to baseballs and more specifically to pitchers. But, it's funny, man. We everything, regardless of what the world wants, everything in athletics just isn't tangible.
Mm-hmm. And
It's impossible to make it perfect.
I think too, like what he's doing, the Josh Allen thing I saw. Maybe J.J. McCarthy doesn't need that right now, but Josh Allen is so good. Like he's looking to be even better, to go over the top, so he can do things like that. Where McCarthy needs to learn defense. You know what I'm saying? Like this little thing is not for everybody across the board. Maybe it's specific to him. I don't know.
And when I think of Josh Allen, the thing that comes to my mind is not what a great passer he is. It's what a great competitor he is.
Yeah.
How hard nosed he is. That he will run you over. And it's so. I mean, if you create that perfect metric in his throwing mechanics, what part of the rest of what we just mentioned that he's known for gets less spotlight? Like what goes away? And now is Josh Allen. How much is – and look, if it's trying to extend the longevity, but, I mean, it's kind of like again, taking to baseball, if you got to do that just naturally just blows gas, like throws hard, he throws from a funny slot, whatever, and all of a sudden he picks up a breaking ball. Well, if he's known for his fastball and he's always pitched off his fastball, will there be a drop-off in trying to add, where there may or may not need something to be added? But – look, man, everybody, the measurables are what they are. I mean, you go out to East Carolina, man, and, they got TrackMan up on the scoreboard and looking at exit velocities and, the way the ball is coming off the bat and all these different things. And I think at some point we forget to cut off all the video games, all the toys, and let's just watch the ball fly, see how the kids perform before we get into diving in, deep into metrics. And of course, you hear in baseball, well, he throws 95. And there's wherever that number is of what people seek, but how many of the 95s are strikes? Like how many these different things. Anyway, it's so funny you bring that up though. I mean, we obviously hadn't talked about this at all, but it is such a big push in baseball right now.
I got annoyed Saturday when Duke was down 9, and instead of kicking the extra point, they go for 2 to make it 7 and don't get it. It was in the third quarter. I don't think I realized that immediately. There's still a lot of game left, but just cut it to one possession or whatever. And then the other night, the Ravens went for 2 when they were down 8, I want to say, and didn't get it and remained down 8. And then they were chasing. They had to go for 2 more times. Not the Ravens, the Bills. I'm sorry. I wanted the Bills to lose because – if they'd have just kicked extra points, they'd have been winning at the end of the game and wouldn't needed that field goal. And the 2-point thing annoys me. It's almost gone too far. Like teams are getting too nerdy and aggressive. I don't know what the word is, but the analytic stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. I was going to say you're saying all this because there was some script somewhere that said this is what you should do.
Yeah.
In this situation, this way, and it you take the feel out of the game and. But look, man, it's the world we live in. We're seeing more money move around, and again, I think that's the validation for the money spent is here are the metrics that have worked for these folks that have been successful. It gives you a bar, it gives you an ability to try to tangibly measure, and again, validate spending millions of dollars. So let's just go with something that will at least help us to calculate that risk a little bit.
There's a lot of good coming from week 1, a lot of bad too, and the Panthers were pretty pitiful,
atrocious.
Yeah, the Giants they need to fire Dayball. They need to get Russell Wilson. He's done. The Dolphins, I still don't fully understand what happened to the Dolphins. Like they still have McDaniel and Tua and Tyreek, and they can't score any points. And
I think the problem is the first name you mentioned there. I think he's kind of lost it a little bit. I think, when I say lost it from a control standpoint, and you've watched the evolution of just his look. He's way more into looking like a bad guy from Miami Vice than he is a football coach anymore. So
somehow his capris got tighter over the years. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean he's about the gear and the look and whatever, and and then you see Tyreek Hill have a meltdown on the sidelines, and I don't know, man. It just seems like that the McDaniel thing, the magic is kind of gone, and now it's going to be time to make a change. Of course, the thing that I've had brought up to me more about the weekend is, of course, Aaron Rodgers throwing 4 touchdowns. People know I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan. Congratulations to Aaron Rodgers. He threw 4 touchdowns against the lowly Jets, and I know he was motivated to do so. Congratulations to him. I'm happy for the Steelers, but this chapter is far from being written.
I did not have that as being the game of the 1 o'clock window, but Fields and Rodgers put on an offensive show. That was interesting to see. And are the Steelers – here's what I said yesterday. I don't know what this Steelers team is going to be, but they play the Ravens and the Bills and Joe Burrow twice. If they just want to sling it out and let the old man have shootouts, I'm down for it, man.
I just don't see him finishing the season.
Right.
I just don't know if
Can
he
he
can stay
hold
healthy.
up?
Right. I think this is probably the year the Tomlin magic runs out. I think they do finish below 500 this year. Again, if you're basing all your confidence on their success on Aaron Rodgers, I think you're probably setting yourself up for a letdown.
Because it's the Steelers, and they don't have a run game, and that has been an issue for years and years now.
And what's so funny is I still feel like in my heart that the Steelers are a great running team.
And a great defense.
Right, because that's in our lifetime, that's what they've been about.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're not.
No Jerome Bettis, no Franco Harris.
No.
None of that happening. All right, Mully college football, Pirates on the road at Coastal. I'll say it again. If I had no ECU ties and looked at this game on paper, I would bet on East Carolina immediately because Coastal has been dreadful. But
Yes.
as a pessimistic Pirate, I know that in the fourth quarter, this will probably be at the worst a 2-score game, but probably a 1-score game, and we're going to have to go out and get a stop and win it. So, but Pirates. I took more than I thought out of that Campbell game. I think on the defensive side, this defense has got to be feeling really confident right now after what they did against State and then not allowing a touchdown against Campbell. That's a major positive through 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I think we've said this over the years. East Carolina did what they're supposed to do against Campbell. So, had they given up 21 points, you'd be like, man, what in the world, even if we'd scored 72,
Right.
whatever. But it's, Campbell's got a long ways to go. But I kind of agree with your thought about Coastal. If that game's at Dowdy Ficklin, I feel totally different about it. But with it being there and 7:30 game time, and it's it's got a chance to be a little more interesting than maybe it should be.
I kept an eye on the score. I heard Jarrett say it yesterday when we talked to Mac. You wanted to see a little more from Arch in Texas. So Arch stock still down right now. Okay, heading into week 3.
Is he hurt? I mean, have you seen there's a video of him out there throwing from the end zone in this last game, and the grimace on his face is just like, I mean, it looks like he is in, and nobody's near him. So but he is not a very accurate passer.
To have that last name and to be a running quarterback is really one of the craziest things ever.
Yeah, dual option. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, or dual threat. I don't know, man. He's not a very accurate passer, and I'm telling you that. I don't know what that. If you search that video when you get a chance, I mean, he looks like it looks like he has a throw, like he's throwing with a torn labrum. But anyway, again, that was a game that we knew. San Jose State, bless you, San Jose State. What?
Thank you.
What do we expect?
Yeah. Again, it was a lot of that week 2. Coming up this week, I think Georgia, Tennessee, the headliner. So I don't know.
Gets a little better.
Yeah.
And I am looking forward to. There was some thought about going to Conway, and I enjoyed my time there for the regional. But I think that's going to be an entertaining football game to watch. You find that picture, J-Mo?
We'll have a good atmosphere, definitely, Mully. Okay, let's check out Arch here. He's in the end zone. He fires it. What is? Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he is. I can tell you this.
Shoulder back.
I can tell you this. If we got a guy on the mound that throws a pitch and makes that face, he will not be throwing another one.
He's coming out.
Yeah. So I don't know. I did hear somebody asked Sarkisian about it, and he made some snide comment. Coaches can't be wrong, and he made some snide comment like, well, different people, something to the effect of different people have different facial expressions. Well, I would say anybody that makes that facial expression is probably fairly consistently hurt.
I like Bob Knight talking about game face, and he starts making all those weird faces
Right.
at the press conference
Yeah.
table. Yeah. Mike Mullis joining us. Mully Man, non-football. When's the Ryder Cup?
Next week.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, maybe two weekends from. I don't know. Yeah,
I'll look it up.
It doesn't start this Thursday. It starts next Thursday.
Okay.
That's correct.
Not that I care, and Jared and I have complained about this for the last 2 months because tennis has been on every day. Why don't they move that up 1 week so it's not on NFL Week 1 Sunday? I guess they don't care. Are they too cocky and be like, we don't care the NFL starting. We're going to put our championship, our men's single final.
Oh, you're talking about tennis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Next topic.
What a weird.
I mean, I think you got a very different fan base.
I guess so. Yeah.
Me too. I would guess. I don't know.
If you're looking for something, so college football had the doubleheader on Sunday. That didn't start till 3:30. Like some sports fans will watch anything. Throw that on when there's no football.
No, I don't disagree with you. Other non-football related things, I did get a chance to slide out to Clark or Clear and watch the Pirates take a little BP the other day, so that was fun to. Man, a lot of new faces, but a lot of familiar faces.
All right, Mully, I need your fall. Not now, but at some point, like your standout guy to watch because you've been pretty good. Like
I didn't have long to stay out. I only saw a couple groups hit the other day, but I will say this as a little teaser to everybody. Coach Gotro that's come in, Jake Gotro, the new hitting guy. Quite honestly. This sounds crazy, but you can already see an impact there.
Okay.
To the point where I even had a chance to Francisco was walking by and he stopped and spoke for a second, and I was like, man, this looks a little bit different. And he goes, yeah. And he's like, man, Goat's about let's get off A+ swings. Let's, and had a brief opportunity to talk to Coach Gotro about it, and I was like, hey, man, look, pretty impressive for your first week, and so this is probably more of a accolades for the guys because he's like, look, we're really not teaching a whole lot. We're kind of interjecting thoughts or whatever. He said, but man, we're like these dudes are hungry. They're fired up there, and there were some balls being hit way out of the park. And I said, man, normally in an ECU BP round over years is a lot more. Very specific, very controlled in what's going on,
right.
And it kind of looks like, it looks like what it is. It looked like SEC BP. It was hey, let's get off some big swings, and obviously it's so early. I'm sure they haven't even really started, talking about two-strike approach or different things, but they were hitting off the breaking ball machines, and man, it was, there was a lot there to be excited about. And there were a lot of baseballs that are probably in the gutter on the other side of Charles that were hit pretty good with the wind moving out that way too. So it was a lot of fun to get out and see the guys. And again, last year it was like there's a lot of new guys.
Yeah.
Last year there was a lot of familiar faces,
right.
Which was kind of comfortable, and some guys that you could tell had done a lot of work over the summer, and you could see physical adjustments in stances and then kind of in their bodies, how they've changed and lifted and done different things. So. I know it's awfully early, but they'll be playing scrimmages here before long, and then the purple and gold, and then we'll have the Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday, and then it'll be time to play. So it just seems like it gets closer every year.
We talked to Cliff Godwin yesterday a little bit about baseball, but mostly about Jay Glazer coming to town, Mully, and I'm sure you'll be there to see him.
Yep.
And looking forward to that next March 2026. So that'll be cool. Pack and Commanders Thursday night. There are some talks of us getting together to watch it. TBD.
I think that game merits that. I think that
it's a big game. Like I told you, I wish it was on Sunday instead of
Thursday
night.
That's my and typically, it's a battle. It's a struggle to kind of get through those games from a kind of want to doze off and then maybe wake up and catch the end of it. But that will be. I think that should be such a highly contested game that it should be one that that keeps your attention. Again, right. I just wish it didn't start. I mean,
I know
8:00.
Yeah,
that's just a long. It's a long evening.
I'm officially old. I'm with you. Thank you, Mully.
Yeah, man.